Hello.
Hi.
Hi there. This work is the work of Karen Nelson. She's a photographer that originally studied in Sydney, in Australia, in the university, did a degree in fine arts, and then she specialized in doing digital work, particularly for films. She stopped doing that around 10 years ago and started to produce this kind of material, which is a celebration of the landscape in the tradition of the Impressionist movement. So instead of just being an environmental work, it really is a celebration. She focuses a lot on creating these kind of spheres. There is a whole collection, and it depends in which area she is. So this one is particularly done here, was photographed here in America during her latest show. So she came and did a series of photographs in a place called Mission that has these beautiful ponds and trees. In previous bodies of work, she has focused on her place of residence is Belgium. So she's done a lot of work of landscapes in Belgium of winter and summer, and then she's done another body of work in China. Right now her work is having a lot of success and attention. I think it's rather wonderful. The way this body of work is done is by having taking multiple photographs that then she stitches digitally in a very
How long does it take to make one photograph?
a very long time.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of hours of work to get them to this stage.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
That's right. Yeah, Magdalena Bors is an artist based in Sydney, Australia, and this is from a very large body of work that consisted of around 12 photographs. The work that she does is she creates and constructs these environments by hand. There is no digital manipulation at all.
Oh, no, not at all?
No, not at all. So she actually knitted all of that, and then she created the landscape in her home. And they take a very, very long time to be made, as you can imagine. These are the smaller versions of the works. We have larger ones as well.
Okay.
And there is this body of work particularly is in this kind of a square format. Some of them are longer too, and much larger. And she really is focusing on the idea of what you would call the armchair traveler. You know, it's like the tourist from home. And so she explores the idea of the natural environment, but from a domestic point of view, which obviously embeds her into a feminist discourse. And that's the reason that she originally she migrated from overseas into Australia, and so her experience of the landscape has been always mediated, and she's something that she's trying to understand and negotiate because it's such a different land. And this work kind of explores that need to understand the landscape, her new landscape. So
This work is amazing. How old is she?
she's quite young. She would be around 28.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, this
So
work
this
is
one
called
is
Pacific Moon.
amazing.
Yeah, this body of work is actually constructed, so she creates little miniatures, and what she's exploring is the architecture that has disappeared from the 1950s, particularly in the coast of Australia, which is the place where people used to holidays. So in some ways it mimics the architecture of California that has disappeared as well from this period. And it's really important because at that time the idea of holidays was not simply about shopping. There was a sense of the working class holiday where you just went with your family. And so this kind of resorts disappeared very quickly, but they were a landmark of the 1950s, and this is the way she's rescuing the history of the architectural past of this area in the Gold Coast.
Okay, and thank you for your eye. Thank
That's
you
all
very
right.
much.
It's a
Bye.
pleasure.